I am getting ready to make one of my favorite meals, a chicken quesadilla with a good pesto sauce on the side for dipping. And it's nice and easy. Let's get started here. We're going to start with the pesto sauce, and that way when I do the quesadilla, the pesto sauce is just kind of sitting in here and all the flavors are infusing. So let's get started with the pesto sauce first. So usually I'll buy one of these and they're alive with a little pot in there. And I'll put the whole thing, but this time I bought two. That way I can use the upper half, and then plant the two bottom halves in the garden. All right, so we got 2 cups of basil leaves, and to that we are going to add 1.5 ounces of pine nuts. So I got 3 cloves of garlic here that I just prepared. Put 1, 2, 3. And then on top of that, we are going to put some Parmesan cheese. So it's going to be about a cup and a half. It doesn't have to be, perfect. So the olive oil is going to be in between 1/2 cup and 1 cup, right there. Now look how we get a nice green colored sauce here as soon as I start blending. All right, so now that it's blended, I'm going to add the salt now and just blend it a little bit more. And we've got our pesto sauce ready. So while that just kind of sits and infuses itself with flavors, we are going to start with the quesadilla. I only use macadamia nut oil. All right, so these chicken thighs have been sitting for about an hour in fresh squeezed lemon juice and nothing besides the lemon juice. The seeds are still there. We are going to add the seasonings really quick. All right, so 2 of these are for the quesadilla. 1 of them are just for my pets. So the one for my pets is only going to get a very tiny sprinkle of salt, and that's it. And when you're using the macadamia nut oil, you don't have to have that guilty feeling about the greasiness, because that greasiness is actually good for you. So I just had a little sample piece, and that is so good. It is undescribably good. The way that chicken was marinating for like an hour with that pure lemon juice, and then the salt, pepper, red pepper. I mean, that is just so good as far as flavor. So for the cheese, I usually use mozzarella, but for now I'm using this Italian style 6 cheese blend. So we got mozzarella, we got provolone, Asiago, Parmesan, Romano, and Fontina. I'm so glad it's finally shredded because that helps it melt a lot better. Now I love melted cheese, so I'm putting a lot. Now, most people would do just chicken and cheese, and that's really, really good, but I just kind of think a quesadilla is better when you add some pico de gallo, which is basically just tomatoes, onion, green pepper, cilantro. All right, now a lot of people would say, well, you got a lot of stuff in there. You can't put anything else in there, right? Wrong. We are putting some hot sauce. You can see I love hot sauce here. So let's go with a little bit of Tapatio and a tad bit of this mango thread, some Instagram hot sauce. Liquid Cartoon, one of my favorites. Mango thread. It's homemade hot sauce. So you want to put that on nice and low so it doesn't burn, but it does melt the cheese, and it does help to put the top on there for this one. So you kind of want to wait for the cheese to melt a little bit, then you can start moving it a little bit, you know, that way the cheese stays still. And the cheese also holds everything else together once it starts to melt. And when you got a quesadilla this thick and a lot of cheese like that, you definitely don't want to cut it in slices because it'll just get all over the place. You want to do one slice down the middle and just hold it and eat it like that. I'm going to keep, you know, kind of moving it around, and then once I feel like that cheese is melted, I will flip it, and I'll see you guys on the other side. We are on the other side now, and I'm going to do the same thing I did. I just kind of bring it here, and then I bring it there. Just make sure the whole thing cooks nice and slow. So I'm going to turn that off and let the last of it cook on its own heat, as my dad used to say. In 3, 2, 1. So this has been sitting for about 30 minutes, got all the flavors infused, but I'm just gonna give it one last little whip here. Pesto sauce looking and smelling amazing. So now let's taste it here. Bon appetit. Oh, that was too good. I can't stop eating. Well, that was one of the best things I ever ate, and that's why at least once a month I will do my homemade quesadilla with pesto sauce. Oh, that was so, so good. I'm gonna save this for dinner. That was my lunch. That's gonna be my dinner. All I have to do is just reheat it in the toaster. This is gonna taste just as good in about 4 hours. Unbelievably good. Thanks for watching.